see. Thank you so much. The Adventurers Guild has been overwhelmed these days.
No worries at all. We've always valued the strength of adventurers. Given the current situation, it's vital that we all work together. Since we're facing the same enemies, I'll send you the intel we've collected on the Abyss so far. Then we can take a look at how to coordinate our efforts.
All right.
Hi, Catherine, it's us! Got any new commissions?
You two have come just in time. I've got some good news. The Pyro Archon has finished assembling her forces and stationed them all across Natlan. Given how the Abyss has ramped up its activities lately, we can no longer afford to act only after receiving news of an invasion. So the Pyro Archon suggested that the Scions of the Canopy and the Adventurers Guild focus on collecting and disseminating intel. That way, we can stay informed of everything that's happening across the land. Once we receive word of enemy activity, we can notify the nearest camp and the stationed forces can take immediate action. Yes, precisely. This should also allow us to focus on gathering information. So please also take a chance to relax, you two. You've been working hard these days, and this will be a good opportunity for some well-deserved rest.
So that's the plan! Whew, we can finally stop and take a break. Paimon knows that! It's not like Paimon just wanted to lay here and do nothing!
The movements of the Abyss are always unpredictable. There have also been times when it suddenly became more active in the past. The people here generally see it as something like an acute natural disaster. Once the disaster is over, everyone will return to their normal lives. We just all hope that day will be sooner rather than later.
Oh, right. Most people have no idea just how bad the situation has gotten in the Night Kingdom. Oh, hey, Kachina! Are you feeling better now? Wow! So we'll finally get to meet Shilonen, the legendary forger of ancient names! Paimon still can't believe anyone could forge those things. Hey, have some confidence in yourself, Kachina. After all, you're already a victor of the Night Warden Wars.
Interfere with the mixing process if you don't keep your voice down.
この人ならきっと英雄の名にふさわしいよ。
そのことは聞いてるよ。すごい勢いで有名になったって。異邦人なの？
おう、オイラたちはあなたに来た旅人だ。
いや、古名が必要なのが異邦人だなんて聞いてなかったんだけど。
エンジン様から聞いてないの？
うん。新しい協力者が現れたけど、その人の身の安全を守るためには新しく古名を作らなきゃいけないとしか。古名を作るのはかなり難しいって言ってたから、うちの腕を信用してないのかと思ったんだけど。 難しいってそういうことね。
怒ってる？
別にもう慣れっこだしね。ただちょっと頭を冷やしたいだけ。いつも難題ばっかふっかけてくるから毎回喧嘩ばっかなんだ。面と向かってやりとりしないのはかえって効率的かもね。あいつがいないってことは喧嘩になる可能性は根本的に排除されてる。だってあんたたち相手に。でも頭は分かってるけどやっぱムカつくわ。異邦人に米を作ることなんてできないって分かってるくせしてさ。
そうだったのか？
知っての通り米は英雄の輝かしい精神を象徴してる。受け継がれるたびにその重さも増してくもんなんだ。米を作るっていうのは誰かの英雄的な功績を記録すること。その人は米の最初の英雄になるってわけ。
そうだよ。旅人の冒険者手帳を見せてもらったけど。
それはナタ以外での経験でしょ。
それはそうだけど。
そういうのは八神の国に記録されない。そもそもたとえナタでの経験であっても異邦人のものは記録されないの。大礼に認められない記憶や経験は米の素材にはなり得ない。どんなにすごい職人でも無から有は生み出せない。そういうこと。
大礼って結構厳しいな。
マービカは誰よりもそれを知ってるはずなのに、それでも米を作れって言ってきた。
できっこないことを任されたってことか。こういうこと昔もあったような。何があったかは知らないけど、白根お姉さんは近くの山を何十。
そんな話はいいよ。今はどうやって不可能を可能にするか考えないと。もう納
得しちゃうのかよ。
じゃあどうすればいいっていうの？もう決まっちゃったことだし、マービカはエンジン様だよ。命令に背くわけにはいか。そういう要望を出してきたってことはあいつの計画では米が必要不可欠だってことで、うちを信頼してる証とも言える。
自分を説得しにかかってるぞ。そうだね。何か方法がないか考えよう。もしできなかったら原人様に正直に言ってみるとか。
重要なのはどうやって大礼に旅人のことを認めさせてその功績を記録させるかってとこだよ。
前に八神の国に行った時大礼の声が聞こえたよな。ってことは大礼とは交流できるってことか。もし大礼に連絡がついたら説得したりできないのか。
部族にはそれぞれ信仰する大礼がいる。連絡するってなるとどの大礼に連絡すればいいんだろうね。こんなの前代未聞だし一体の承認だけじゃ足りないかも。そこについてはうちもよく知らないしわかんないよ。大礼と八神の国に詳しい人に聞いてみないとね。そっちの方向で思いつくのは名園の主のグラスバーバーシュトラリかな。
名前は聞いたことあるぞ。そいつのスピリットストーンのおかげでカチーナの米をあんなものが作れるくらいだからきっとすごいやつなんだよな。
でもシュトラリは結構年がいってるし変わった性格なんだよね。いつも家に閉じこもってて邪魔されたくないっぽいし会うのはなかなか難しいと思う。それに彼女のご機嫌を取れなければ助けてもらえないかもしれないって聞いたし。
それは。
どういうこと？一回助けてくれたんじゃないの？おかげでカチーナは助かっ。
その代償としてスピリットストーンは。
やってくれるよマービカ。こんなたくさんの難題をいっぺんに押し付けてくるなんて。それならマービカからの重要な命令って体で言ってシュトラリがエンジン様の顔を立ててくれることを願うしかないね。手紙はうちが書くよ。手紙の内容もそうだけど届けてくれる人も取り持ってくれるような人だったらもっと。
じゃあキーニチお兄さんに頼もう。キーニチお兄さんは 状況を一番よくはキーチ、アハウをちゃんと閉じ込めておいてくれるといいんだ。
うん、いい案だね。キーニチは交渉に長けてるし、いい感じによし、じゃあ
今すぐ呼んでくるね。
手紙を書いてくるからちょっと待ってて。後で七天神像の近くで落ち合う。
じゃあ適当にブラブラしとくぜ。
I'm sorry to put this on you, Kanich. It's just that you're probably the only person who knows how to deal with her. Oh, wait, so Kachina and the Traveler also know about the plan?
Right, she mentioned there are 6 heroes and that Shilonen is one of 4 that have already been acknowledged.
Oh, well, then I suppose there's no need to keep any secrets between us. Having companions walk by your side is perhaps the best solace when facing...
Seat Lolly knows him too?
Given how the Masters of the Nightwind love to babble about dreams and revelations, they're already a pretty strange bunch to most. I've never met Auroran, but if they consider him the odd one, he's got to be pretty far out.
Huh. Makes sense. But Paimon wonders how Seat Lolly could be the first one to notice Auroran's disappearance if she spends the whole day in her room.
Huh, so if I'm following, you mean we'll help her investigate Auroran and the captain's whereabouts?
Yeah! Plus, we kinda owe her one anyway to make up for breaking the spirit speakers down.
Ah, this is a pretty well thought out plan. As expected of Molly. Then, yeah, I'll leave my letter to you. Let's hope Seat Lolly can meet at the stadium and... Okay, then let's part ways for now. I'll see you in a couple of days.
Oh, it's time to meet up with Shilonen. Let's ask her how things have been going.
All right.
Ronin. How's everything going?
Oh, hi, Traveler and Paimon. I have, bad news. Lolly did not reply to our request.
Huh? You mean she didn't even bother to give Kenichi a response? Guess she really does have quite...
Yeah, well, she can be also quite eccentric, though she's one of the most gifted people around. Even the Masters of the Night Wind often struggle to work with her. My guess is that she probably has other reasons for not deigning us with... But let's go to the stadium and see if we can meet her there. If we do get a chance to talk to her in person, we can still try to work something out.
That's true. What? Paimon doesn't see anybody. Seems she's just not gonna show up.
Well, we tried to be as considerate as we could, but she's under no obligation to help.
That might be true, but this is still a request from the Pyro Archon, right? Shouldn't the subject always answer the call of their Archon?
A subject? Well, if you ask me, I'd say we're all more like friends with the Archon. Yes, Mawika is our leader, but that doesn't mean there's any kind of tall barrier. But the only thing is that she often has very high expectations of us.
Huh. So even though she's super powerful, it sounds like she's actually pretty down-to-earth and easy to get along. Unlike that old hag Granny ACT-3, right? Does she think she can ignore us just because she's famous? You all talk about her like she's some kind of huge deal, but she didn't even bother to reply to our letter! Seriously, if she didn't want to come, she could at least let us know. If that's what aging does to you, Paimon never wants to get old.
Oh, really? So, that's how you see me?
Huh? Who's there? Who's talking next to Paimon?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just a disgruntled old hag, right? Come on, relax. I'm sure my bark's worse than my bite.
Huh? Lolly.
Wait, you're Lolly? You're Granny ACT-3?
Yes, Granny Eatsley. But emphasis on Eatsley, not Granny. You must know this trope from light novels, surely. They use it all the time. The young man who's actually the oldest person in the room. The girl next door who turns out to be a seasoned veteran. The wise sage who looks like a little kid. Oh, wipe that look off your face! You've seriously never seen an older lady that doesn't look her age? Okay, well, don't go thinking it's a trick either. See? I'm barely wearing any makeup.
Did I forget to mention, she's called Granny, but, she's actually pretty young. It was an honest mistake. I guess we've just gotten used to it.
I'm sorry.
What? How dare you? Don't you know it's rude to ask a lady her age?
Paimon really didn't mean to offend you, it's just that... your case seems really unique. Oh, Paimon just wanted to apologize, but now she's putting more and more of her foot in her mouth. Really, Paimon just got a little mad since we thought, well, you were gonna leave us out to dry.
It was my idea to invite you here, Lolly. So if you're upset, you can just take it out on me.
All right. I was only joking. I didn't mean to chastise anyone. There's really no need to take all this so seriously. If anything, I'm gonna feel awkward if we keep this going. I received Kenichi's letter and was planning to attend this meeting. Since I had already decided to come, I figured there was no need to draft a reply that simply said, "Understood." Besides, just showing up is the most important. But, it's also natural for people to get held up by one thing or another as they're trying to leave the house. It certainly was a bit awkward to see that everyone else had arrived. At first, I was thinking of quietly sneaking over, but since you were already here waiting for me, I started to think about how I should phrase my apology. Only to hear you all talking smack about me. Anyway, that's the whole story. Honestly, it's not like I owed you an explanation anyway.
What's with that? Was she feeling embarrassed?
When the Masters of the Night Wind say they struggle dealing with her, I wonder if the feeling is mutual. She seems to be pretty awkward herself. Everything.
Anyway, Shilonen, I heard that you require my help and—
Correct. The situation isn't like anything we've handled before. Let me explain.
I see. So Mawika has asked you to forge an ancient name for an Outlander. Well, that would be— And you've also heard all about Auroron. I must say, he's always been a good kid. I can't see him joining the Fatui of his own volition. He must have been coerced somehow.
Yeah, that's what we came here to ask you. We'll help bring Auroron back if you help us solve the problems of forging the ancient name.
I suppose I'll just call you Traveler for now. Traveler, come here. Let me take a good look at you. Wealth leads to unending conflicts between people. Yet you alone transcend the value of gold. Baleful thunder and wrathful waves bring terror to mortal hearts. Yet again and again, you've braved them to find new worlds. O weary yet free soul, even the most verdant leaf in the forest will pray for your happiness and safe passage. Those are all the things that I could see in you. You've experienced far more than even most mortals could dream of. You possess the heart of a sincere hero, along with the conviction to lift a torch above your head and walk headlong into the night. Huh?
Huh? What thing? Don't scare Paimon. Is the Traveler gonna be okay?
Shoo! That should do it. You've just returned from the Night Kingdom, so some fragments of souls were still stuck to your body. No need to worry. I've just cleared out the last of them.
Isn't that kinda like having part of a ghost come back with you?
It's nothing as serious as that. If left unattended, the most it could do is stir up some chaos in your mind, and generally worsen your mood.
Well, in that case, better to get rid of them.
It was nothing. Shilonen, let's follow your proposal. Once you've brought Auroron back, I'll take you to see the Lord of the Night.
The Lord of the Night? But don't we need to talk to the Wyab of the tribes?
Something this important is beyond their jurisdiction. Only the Lord of the Night can decide whether we can grant an ancient name to one who does not hail from— The Lord of the Night is an ancient entity that rules over the entire Night Kingdom, constantly borrowing the power of the sacred flame to combat—
Oh, so you're basically saying it's even more powerful than the Wyab of the tribes.
Not exactly. It's not so much that one's more powerful than the other. But never mind. That's not important. It would take too much time to just listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you. The Lord of the Night is currently in a deep slumber, and we can only communicate with its consciousness while in a trance. But I will need to prepare a few more things if we are to hold a ceremony to achieve the state of the trance. I'll make a list.
I can go. It'll probably be a long list, so better leave it.
Sounds good. Then we'll go with St. Lolly to track down Auroron.
Phew, the Fatui are nothing to scoff at, so please, be careful during your investigation.
Yep, we'll be sure to play it safe.
All right, now it's time for us to catch that brat and bring him back. I'm sorry I made you wait earlier. It was actually because I decided to swing by Auroron's place to— He has always lived alone, and I found a broken jar in his house. There was also something off about his phlogiston aphids, which I assume is because their keeper has been gone for quite some— And interestingly enough, I saw some slash marks in the house that did not match any of our local weapons. My guess is they were left by Snezhnaya.
Oh, sounds like the Fatui broke into his house and took him hot.
But why would they kidnap a kid who just spends his days living in the country and raising aphids? He's only in his 20s. What would they want with him? That's not to say that I believe he's totally innocent, of course. Since he's the only one who was kidnapped out of everyone in Natlan, He must have done something to attract the... In any case, we'll get to the bottom of this once we manage to get him back here. I'm truly sorry to put you two through all this trouble with me. But... please help me get him back.
You can count on us!
Alright, then let's start by heading to where Auroron was seen last. This is the spot. An eyewitness claimed to have seen Auroron speaking to some Fatui soldiers here. I don't know how much you're willing to believe me, but Auroron really is a good kid. I see no reason why he'd suddenly get involved with... I'm convinced that what the witnesses saw was actually the Fatui coercing him. Or perhaps trying to extract... however, I doubt anyone would believe me, given there are no...
Didn't Kamich say that she's a big name in Natlan? Feels kinda weird to see her so frustrated and helpless like this.
Auroron? Well, he was left at the side of the road as an infant, and the people of the tribe took him in. You could say that everyone had a hand in raising him. He learned a lot from us, and once he reached adulthood, he built himself a house out in the countryside. He spends most of his days growing vegetables and raising aphids. He's always been such a good kid. Oh well, let's keep looking. He can answer all of our questions. He's been raising phlogiston aphids for a long time, and since they were disturbed, they secreted a special type of phlogiston. We can use that substance to... Let's follow the phlogiston trail.
Huh? What trail?
Oh, right. I forgot your eyes don't naturally perceive such things. Here. How about now?
What do you see? Whoa, Paimon can see it now too!
That's right. I used a spell to temporarily transfer a portion of my senses to you. For a short while...
Wow, you can even share your senses with us? First time Paimon's heard...
It requires a very rare spell that most people aren't adept at. But don't worry, it's a cinch for me. Between the two of you, it seems the Traveler's senses are a bit stronger than Paimon's. When I held your hand just now, I could sense that you've got a great affinity for phlogiston. You're extraordinarily gifted. Anyway, we'll need to use our vision now to track down Auroron.
Over here, this way! Seat Lolly might say a lot of deep and confusing stuff, but this spell of hers is really something.
What was that? What does she mean by deep and confusing? As far as elderly shamans go, I'd say that I'm already pretty easy to talk to. Is there any other old hag who's as fluent in the language of the youth as me? But is my way of speaking still not trendy enough? I've already tried my best to match their speech patterns, but... Or perhaps I'm still not fashionable enough? But that can't be, right? Don't tell me they're still getting the impression that I'm super old-fashioned.
Huh? Was that Seat Lolly's voice?
Now that I think about it, it's a good thing I found some helpers this time. Some things are best done with the help of friends. Oh? They appear to be feeling quite confident. Looks like our work will go...
Hey, looks like there's a new camp over there! Yep. Judging by Paimon's experience as a guide, it definitely looks like people...
Wait. The phlogiston here is a bit odd. Let me see.
Paimon sees a small shape here. Could it be some sort of symbol?
This is a distress signal for the Masters of the Night Wind. Only someone from our tribe would recognize it. We've got to find... leaving such a subtle mark implies that he was trying to be discreet. In other words, he was if they notice us, we can just charge in and fight them to the death. But what if my darling grandson is also there? I can't have him caught in the cross... no. I've got to be careful. Otherwise he'd get hit as well. How annoying. No. No, I've got to stay calm and keep my composure.
Bring it!
There are traces of people staying here too.
Wait a second. The phlogiston around here is jumbled up. I can also smell a mix of elements in the air. Pyro.
Kanich told us that you were super amazing. No wonder you can sense so many...
It's about time that little... there are signs of us judging from what's left on the scene. There must have been a fight. But after that, the factions seem to have gone their separate ways. Both the phlogiston and the elemental traces in the air support that.
Do you still remember the little mark we found before? Paimon's thinking, what if Auroron wanted to leave another distress signal, but was caught...
Given there are two signals leading from here, we should split up as well. I'll take this direction, and leave the other one to you. Auroron! What the heck were you doing? It's one thing to trouble me, but now I had to bring other people into this as well. You little brat.
And off she goes! Traveler, did you hear all of that as well? Once Seat Lolly left, that voice went away as well. Paimon even tried calling her name inside Paimon's head, but there was no response. So you were thinking the same thing! Paimon also thought that if we could hear what she was thinking, then she could probably also hear what we were thinking in our heads. She did say that she was quite adept at this spell, and it doesn't sound like she's had any trouble with it in the past. Huh, maybe we're a special case and can hear her thoughts as a son. If you think about it, she's really got a lively inner world. It paints quite a different picture from Paimon's first impression.
Don't...
All right.
Paimon sees some traces here. Let's follow them and see if we can find anything up Did you find something? Huh. So we can't tell where Auroron... That's weird. The phlogiston trail suddenly stops. We can't... But he can't have just evaporated into thin air, right? We know he wasn't...
So, you can hear the sounds of the wind from... I'm very sorry, but please do not move. I apologize that our first meeting has to take place like this. It's just that you're much like one of those animals with ears that perk up as soon as it senses danger, and given your combat proficiency, I would not have been able to gain an advantage over you if you were anywhere else in the world. However, you're now in the Night Kingdom. Hello, traveler. I'm Auroron, the one you've been searching for. Ah, the Fatui's custody. I see. So even Granny has told you that I was coerced by the Fatui. I'm afraid you've been brought here. My friend and I only left those traces to lure you here. Deceiving you was never our true intent, however. It was simply the fastest and most feasible way for us to set up a meeting.
Greetings, traveler from afar.
Be careful with this traveler. His soul is temporarily restrained by us, and it appears to have become more fragile in the process. It's taking all my concentration to hold on to him.
It was I who tasked Auroron with leaving the traces to lead you here, and I who used the Master's ritual to bring your soul to the Night Kingdom. I've heard much about you from the past encounters you've had with my colleagues. Given the present situation in Natlan, I would like to sincerely request a formal meeting with you. In person, I will use the opportunity to explain my goals and motivations to you, as well as why I mistrust Malwika, the Pyro Archon. I believe there is little reason for you to blindly follow her plan. If you would like to hear our intel, then find us to the east of the stadium. But remember, not a word of this to anyone. I would like...
You will see me again once you return to reality. No matter what I say, please, help me keep this a secret. This is all to avoid dragging Granny into this conflict.
Hey, why are you sitting on...
See, Lolly! He froze for a moment and then just collapsed.
Could it have been those leftover remnants from the Night Kingdom? Do you have any itches or pain anywhere? Don't worry. We can take a short break. Sorry, I know I asked for your help. But had I known you were feeling unwell, I wouldn't...
If you're feeling sick, you should just say so. See, Lolly should be able to, exorcise any ghosts or weird stuff that you picked up in the night.
A seasoned traveler must know the importance of not pushing yourself beyond your limit. If you need anything from me, in any case, let's take a bit... Need to be more
Feeling better yet, Traveler?
All right, let's get... I followed my phlogiston trail earlier to a stronghold guarded by soldiers. I have a feeling that Auroron is
Oh, so it's close by. Then let's head over right away.
Well, I recruited you to be my helper, which means we're in this together. Like the wind and the clouds. But if you want to make it up to me, then just be sure to fight extra hard.
Bring it!
Look over there.
Huh? Paimon thinks she sees someone in the middle of the camp.
That's Auroron. So he really was taken by...
All right, we'll take the lead.
Hey, quit daydreaming.
I cannot see the sun. Without the sun, I cannot see the truth. You are currently blocking the light, so I must be
Huh? Okay, Miss...
Wow. I'm going to rip that guy's head...
See, Lolly's struggling to control her temper.
Are you ready? On my count. Still trying to resist? You've got no idea who you're up against.
I'm going in! You're toast! Out of the frying pan, rubber send up! From the speed of umbrella warfare, I guess! Hiya! Feeling lucky? Ha! Feeling lucky?
Let the mountain's veins boil!
Everybody stand back! Boba, get them! Eat this! Hiya!
Run from death.
Attack!
Don't be a killjoy!
Hear the echoes of the volley! Bring it!
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Auroron!
Gran...
Paimon knows she's called Granny Eats to Lead, but it's still kind of weird hearing someone actually call her Granny.
And greetings to you, too. Gramps?
What did you just call him?
Gramps? Is that not right? You're Granny's friend, are you not? You seem to be approximately the same age as her, so I figured you've got...
How many times have I told you? It doesn't work like that. There are a lot of people who look about the same age as me. You can't go around calling everyone...
Oh, wait. He's not a child, is he? Don't tell Paimon he's one of those people who look like an adult but are actually only 8 or 9 years old.
Oh, your words have pierced my heart like a thorned vine. Given how hard those thorns are to remove, I may just need to find a pair of tweezers.
Why are you so upset? You can just say yes or no.
Of course I'm not a child. It's just, Granny always taught me to show gratitude where it's due. And since the Masters of the Night Wind raised me collectively, I basically see everyone above a certain age as an elder I should look up to. Exactly.
But if you keep that up, then everyone's going to be your senior.
And do you think saying all of this is gonna save you from a scolding? Or... Haven't I told you 100 times since you were a kid? Heed the 3.
Be wary of beasts prowling around, scammers looking for their next victim.
Oh, so you do remember, and you just chose to ignore them. I always knew that living on your own was going to get you into trouble sooner or later. But getting kidnapped? You won't always be able to rely on other people coming to your rescue, you know. You're just lucky we got here when we did. Or we might be launching another search and rescue operation to find out where they put your...
I'm sorry, Granny. I'll be more careful next time.
Next time? Oh, good one. You think there'll be a next time after this? They didn't hurt you.
No, they just asked me a lot of questions about Natlan's terrain and made me draw a map of the ley.
Okay, now answer me honestly. Were you the one who helped?
Yes.
So why did you do it?
Because they said they would need my help from there on out. They also said that if I refused, they'd just come to you, Granny, and they'd already figured out a way to make you do their bidding.
Hey! I'm no ordinary Granny! Would they really dare to come after me? And you! Did the gods give you a brain just for you to not use it? Did you really believe everything they said at face value? Thankfully, the Pyro Archon only asked that we find the mysterious individual from the Masters of the Night Wind, and didn't slap your name on a wanted poster. Don't think for a second that she doesn't know what's happening. Even if the truth that you see will soon manifest into reality, there is still no need to preemptively panic. Have you forgotten?
I'm sorry.
Forget it. We can submit the details of this camp and the defeated Fatui as evidence of your innocence. Let's clean this place up and get back to the city. Auroron, you better remember this lesson well and seriously reflect on your actions. Also, once we return to the city, come to the speaker's chamber with me. I'll need you.
Sounds good. Should I bring some of my homegrown vegetables? Yes. I grow a lot of fresh produce in my garden. I hope the Pyro Archon won't be too picky.
Now's not the time to be thinking about that. If you do come face to face with the Pyro Archon...
Recite the 3 warnings.
Huh? No! You should emphasize that you were not in cahoots with the Fatui!
How exactly did the Masters raise this guy?
Oh, right.
I see. So Auroron came to the captain's rescue because he promised to help him in exchange for Seat Lolly.
That's right.
Now that you know Auroron was only trying to protect another member of his tribe, could I ask you to petition the Pyro Archon?
We'll give her a full report. We'll let you know once she's reached a
Will I need to stay here?
Technically, yes. But if Miss Seat Lolly is willing to serve as your guarantor, then we can release you.
Sure. I'd be happy to do that. I don't have any more time to waste here. I still have other things.
Understood. Thank you very much. Mr. Auroron, please report back to the speaker.
I understand. Thank you. And thank you too.
Well, at least you won't need to hide your face anymore.
Traveler, Paimon, thank you very much. Once Auroron is settled, I'll go talk to Sheila.
Oh, thank you!
You scratch my back, I scratch yours. It's as good as done. You can just go twiddle your thumbs or something while you wait for the come with me, Auroron. We've got to find you.
Goodbye, Gramps.
We're finally done. Alright, it's time to find some grub. Huh? What is it? What? The captain? Sorry. Paimon just didn't see that coming. So you really saw him in the Night King? Oh, that Auroron. What is he up to? He sounded earnest enough just now. Paimon would have never guessed anything. All that stuff about protecting Seat Lolly and being forced to help the Fatui, when he's actually been a willing accomplice all along. Yeah, you're right. Still, Paimon appreciates you telling her about this. Paimon will support your choice. We still have another whole day before the meeting, so we'll just meet with them when the time...
forging commissions do I still have?
Weird. Paimon doesn't see anyone. Oh, please don't let this be a... What was that?
Good evening. Nice to see you again.
It's you. You shouldn't pop up from behind people like that. What are you, a...
I'm terribly sorry. It's just...
Ugh. And what's with you apologizing all the time? You sound so polite and honest, but you're actually doing shady stuff behind people's back.
You're right. Granny tells me that too. Huh. Come to think of it, you remind me of her. Sometimes you two sound really similar.
Oh, so you're gonna call Paimon Granny too now?
Well, I could. It's all clear. Over to you.
Excellent. The fact that you showed up proves that I was right about your character. Yet, there's been a lot of talk about you. Child told me that you're passionate about the unknown and willing to take risks. Rather than facing you as an enemy, I would much prefer to bring you to my side. If we allow the current state of things to continue, we will inevitably clash. And that's a scenario that I'd very much like to avoid. I've long heard of your exploits across the nations. Though you have crossed swords with my colleagues many times, I know that you are by no means an unreasonable person. And once you've learned the truth that the Pyro Archon Malwika would never willingly share with you, you may just find it in your heart to consider my proposal.
I assume you've already been informed of the Pyro Archon's plan. In order to defeat the Abyss and save Natlan, she still needs 2 more heroes to appear.
Wait, how did you know that? Never mind. Guess that's not important now.
I've long kept a close eye on her plan. To be frank, it's an exceedingly risky plan. Will the heroes really appear? And even if they come to her, will their power be enough to drive the Abyss back? If any part of the plan goes awry, all of Natlan, even all of Teyvat, will... Now, you may have been led to believe that this is the only plan available to her. But what if I told you she's had another emergency plan all along? The details of which she has chosen to keep hidden from...
An emergency plan?
Yes. A way to keep Natlan intact, even if her original plan fails. But given the painful cost of its execution, she has chosen to keep it as a mere backup plan. Whether this stems from hesitation, fear, or even naivete, I cannot say. But Natlan cannot afford to wait until she... My fear is that given the enormity of the decision, she will be reluctant to confront the dire reality we face until it is too late. There will be no time left to execute the backup plan, and all of Natlan will be... We have to make the decision for her, here and now.
Yeah, do you have any evidence for all this? Just telling us a bunch of scary stuff is... Besides, wasn't it you who tried to seize the Gnosis?
I knew you'd be clever enough to see. That's right. I did not seek the Gnosis for the Tsaritsa. Since I was defeated in battle, I must put to rest my thoughts about the Gnosis. But even so, my desire to save Natlan remains unchanged. And now, I have found a new way to solve the crisis. We can implement it immediately if we reach an agreement.
Someone's here.
Huh? The captain disappeared!
Something is rapidly approaching.
Something? Bad news, chump! It's your granny!
See, Lolly?
I knew something was amiss after we were separated. Hidden ceremonial tools, an unconscious traveler. I must say, I'm very curious about what you're up to. How dare you go behind our backs like this, Auroron? Colluding with the Fatui? Really? Oh, here we go again. Cat got your tongue, huh? You really think you can avoid a scolding just by staying quiet?
I'm not trying to avoid it.
Oh, and now you're talking back. Well, go on then. Explain yourself. What the heck are you up to?
I'm sorry, Granny.
You! That's it! Where are my tools? I swear if I don't teach you a lesson right here and—
Wait, Lolly! Please, calm down. We, still learned a lot of info, didn't we? Like the fact that the captain isn't trying to see. So maybe just save the scolding for later, okay?
Listen well, Auroron. You're only getting out of this now because of the Traveler's plea. You're right, Traveler. Let's go. We can discuss this more back in the city. You two keep an eye on our— In all my years, I've never had a child cause me so much grief. Do you seriously not see what's at stake here? You've got a head on your shoulders, Auroron. Use it! Why did you help the captain? And I want the— No answer? Think you're being smart? Then let me ask a different question. What does the captain— Really? You're just going to stonewall me? Just use your brain for a second. What do you possibly stand to gain by helping the captain? Only endless trouble awaits you and everyone in the tribe. You've always been a good kid. Why would you throw that all away now? If you're worried about something, just talk to me. Granny would much rather we had a conversation instead of constantly clashing like this.
Why is he staring at—
I'm sorry that you have to hear all this. You're very kind. Most people would have fled by now. Not everyone can handle
Oh? You dare gossip between yourselves instead of listening to me?
Sorry, Granny.
Sorry, Granny. Sorry, Granny. You know what? Fine. I'm perfectly aware that everything I say goes in one ear and out the other. You're all grown up now, so why would you listen to an old head? You say all the right things, but then you go and completely ignore me. Well, if that's how you're going to treat me, you can stop sending Aoife over to my place to deliver your stupid vegetables! I don't need anything from you!
Who's Aoife?
That's irrelevant. The point is, he hangs out with this kid, so he must be no good. You kids get to a certain age and suddenly act like you know it all. There's nothing I can say to get through to you. Auroron, if you're still thinking about that so-called duty, then please, just forget about it. The ley lines did not fall to this state because of you. And we've long closed the book.
Seems they've started talking about some kind of tribal history.
That's not it, Granny. I know you tend to get down on yourself when you're upset, but I can tell I really hurt you this time. All I can—
His voice.
It sounds like he's somewhere super far away, but isn't he right here in front of us?
I'm really sorry. It's up to all of us to do everything we can to save
Get back here this instant! Auroron! What is this? Powder from plant spores?
What just happened? How was he able to suddenly get so far away?
It's a trick of his. If you grind spores into a powder and spray it in the air, it can be manipulated to create an illusion. He pulled it off flawlessly. He must have put a lot of time into perfecting it. Don't tell me that's how he's been hunting in the fields these days. Ugh, little brat.
Whoa, that's a little extreme. But still, why does he feel like he needs to run from us? If his goal is also to protect Natlan, then can't we work together?
I'm sorry for interrupting your conversation with them earlier. But even if you'd been able to hear them out, there's no guarantee. Auroron probably did everything he could to get away because he knew I'd get the truth out of him sooner or later. We've got quite a long walk back to the city. Let's take our time. It'll give me...
Bring it! All right.
Do you two have some time? Feeling hungry? How?
Oh, right. It's been a while since we last ate. Now that we can relax.
Then let's go. We can find somewhere to sit down and talk. Food and drinks are on me.
How did this become Paimonville? Sweet Lolly looks quite... Alright. It's on Paimon this time. What's one meal to the best guide into that? So you can just sit back and enjoy, Sweet Lolly.
Hey, come on now. You won't even let me take you out for some food and drinks?
Are you sure?
Mora is the least of my concerns. Besides, we're definitely due a meal after all the time we've spent together. Let me get this one. I might be an old hag, but I like to think I'm not completely useless.
Sure, that's fine with us. But Paimon doesn't want you to be sad.
Don't worry. I'm sure a juicy grilled steak will work.
All right.
Do you see two people standing by the door? They look like spitting images of each other.
But Paimon only sees...
Huh? How could that be? I guess my mind isn't as sharp as it used to be. Give me another bottle, boss!
Do you think she's drunk?
There you go, miss. Oh my, it's not every day you get to see Granny Itzley here with some friends. Not to mention ones who've made a huge name for themselves recently.
Oh, so you've heard of us?
Of course I have. Aren't you the ones who saved Kachina and brought her back? No wonder you hit it up.
Wait, so you call her Granny?
Well, given our ages, it'd probably be more accurate for me to call her my great-great-granny. She's one of the most famous people at the Masters of the Nightwind. Most days, hardly anyone even dares talk to her.
Huh? Gossiping about me right in front of my face?
Oh, please, Granny, I wouldn't dare. I'm just beyond happy to see you bring over some new friends. After all, any friends of our regulars are sure to be great customers too.
All right, that's enough. Go on now. I'm sure the other customers would like to talk to you as well. There's no need to keep staring at me. I promise.
Seat Lally? Seat...
Who's that? You got some gall calling me by my first name. Let me guess. You want to test your skills against Granny Eatsley.
Are you still with us, Seat Lally?
You chumps come around here, picking fights with me? Well, you know what happens next. You lose, and then run off home to tell everyone about how I'm this big scary bully. It's always the same story. You brats start it, I finish it. I mean, come on. Monster? Me? Really? What?
Granny Seat Lally, you're not a...
Exactly! And while we're at it, I'm not some lazy slacker either. Between meditation, advising the chief, and speaking with the Wyab, I actually have a pretty packed schedule, you know. Oh yeah, and I have to mentor all the new kids. Hey, new kid. Yeah, you. Don't play dumb. Didn't I teach you how to find phlogiston? You see? I know my stuff. I'm a good teacher. You tell him. That's more like it. About dang time someone showed me a little respect. Yeah, Granny's a hard worker, all right. You can always rely on old Granny.
Did she just fall asleep with her eyes open?
Behind this pitch-black curtain, a chapter of hatred reveals itself. Behind the smoke, the lingering smoke.
Ah, she's meditating again. She does this whenever she's had a few too many drinks. Her mind's actually racing at this point. It's quite the opposite of sleep.
Is this another specialty of the
No, I'd say it's an ability that's unique to Citlali herself. While she can easily pick up everyone else's skills and tricks, few have been able to master hers.
Warning, warning. Red, the color of danger, has now arisen within that pair of eyes. Huh? Traveler?
What's wrong?
I'm gonna hurl.
Hang on, just...
Phew.
You had Paimon worried. Paimon really thought you were about to barf all over the table just now.
How embarrassing. I'm sorry you had to see me like that. That's never happened before, I swear. I've never...
Are you feeling okay? Wanna take a quick walk and get some...
There's so much that I want to say.
Why not? Of course you can. Just say whatever's on your...
Please, Paimon. It's not as simple as you think. We've only known each other for a few days, right? What would you think of me if I were to start dumping all of my complaints on you after we've only
Oh, Paimon gets it. You're hoping that we wouldn't think less of you no matter what you're about.
No, that wasn't my point at all. Seriously, don't you youngsters know anything about shame? I'm talking about shame. I've lived all these years and still can't get rid of it. Surely...
Actually... about...
Huh?
Yeah... This is as good...
This is so...
It's okay, Citlali. You had every right to complain about...
I can't take it anymore! Why do these things happen to me? Hearing me mumble under my breath is one thing, but hearing what I mumble in my own head? That's too much! It's just like when you're rolling on the floor in your pajamas, but you forget to lock the door, and someone bursts in to deliver cabbages and sees the whole thing!
So that, happens to you a lot.
It happens to people in general, okay? Doesn't matter if you're 200 years old or 1,000 years old. Everyone rolls around in their pajamas sometimes. I was just picking something generic. Take a walk with me.
Looks like she's completely given up. Like those criminals who just confess everything and accept their fate.
Well, great view, right?
Wow, it's beautiful!
You're...
Oh no, what do we do?
I was an expression, okay? A figure of speech. I'm just... embarrassed. Here you are thanking me. Let's just have a casual conversation.
Really? You don't seem like the kind of person who keeps things...
Well, I guess I used to be more of a stickler for the rules. And you're right. I don't usually open up to the people of my tribe. I'm just an eccentric old hag to them. That story's been passed down so long.
What? You're just a regular
The kids of my tribe would have a heart attack if they heard you say that. Granny Eatsley is a powerful figure. Be careful around her.
Well, you are powerful.
Some are. Others are mad I always come out on top. A few decades like that, and people stop knowing how to deal with you. What about You.
We don't find you scary at all.
That's because you're not from my tribe. You don't know how many delusions of grandeur I've destroyed just by existing. I make people realize that no matter how hard they work, they'll never become a living legend like me. Oh, not to brag or anything. Maybe it's hard to believe. Just...
We believe you. Shilonen has full faith in your abilities, and Auroran didn't seem scared of you. He thinks of you as his granny, right?
Yes, but Auroran's Mawika already told you about her plan. And you've given so much help to Auroran and me. Auroran's not like other people. As I mentioned, the reason being, his soul is incomplete. The Masters of the Nightwind view this as a bad omen, capable of bringing about illness and misfortune. No one knows who his parents were. He was just left on a rock in the wilderness. It's a miracle he wasn't devoured by some wild... The Masters of the Nightwind believe they can see human souls. And in Auroran's incomplete soul, they saw a possibility for Natlan. A possibility to turn Auroran into a vessel for lost souls. The ceremony would allow lost souls to gather within him. Auroran would then be sent to the Night Kingdom to return the souls to their rightful place, strengthening the ley lines and completing...
Wait, that doesn't sound right.
Now, you see when damage occurs to the Night Kingdom, the souls held within disperse and remain adrift, unable to find a way back to the ley lines. This loss of souls damages the Night Kingdom. The ceremony can send back countless souls at once, which would benefit the Night Kingdom and the souls themselves. Of course, the vessel, Aurora... I wasn't surprised the chief at the time came up with the plan. The ley lines were already in a terrible state. A suitable candidate for the ceremony appears, and now you have the chance to make things better. When the chief asked for my opinion, I didn't give my approval, but I didn't object either. So they went ahead with the ceremony. Pathetic, isn't it? By not objecting, I basically gave them the go-ahead. Maybe they didn't have my explicit approval, but it's not like I did the right thing. If the ceremony... Of course, in my tribe, death is rarely something to fear. But what kind of message would we be sending by sentencing a newborn to death? By using a human... It's not right. So, when I learned the ceremony had failed, I was ashamed by my inact. The plan was never a secret. Or, I guess I should say, there was no point to keeping it a secret. A simple investigation from Auroran would reveal everyone thought he would be happy he survived. And he never really said anything to the contrary. But just as he asks this question...
Wait, but...
He knows that, but he still feels guilty. Auroran has a strong ability to perceive souls, more than any of us. He understands just how dire the situation with Leyline. Maybe he chose to work with the Fatui because he still thinks he owes a debt to Natlan.
Traveler, didn't the captain say he found a way to solve the crisis? Maybe that's what brought Aurora. Anyway, we can't just let things go on like this. We have to convince him to come back. You don't look so good, Sweet Lolly. Maybe you should head back and get some sleep.
Probably drank too much. It's okay. Okay. Forget that. I need to go home. I hit it a little too hard. You've helped me so much.
Hey, we're friends, aren't we? Besides, you already said you owe us a favor, so you...
Good point. Well, I'll go home and get some sleep. We can... Friends. I like the sound of that.
Auroran's probably back with the captain, don't you think? You mean about the backup plan? Do you really believe what the captain told us? Yeah, you're right. We should just go to her directly, but she's probably asleep. We can find her first thing in the morning. For now. Noisy outside. Pirates still half asleep. Well, guess we should see what's going on.
You're already here.
Wow, you're up early. That's impressive. Especially...
Let's not bring up last night. Anyway, I was also woken up by the commotion. Looks like all the warriors from the I heard many areas have been attacked by the Abyss, including the Masters of the Nightwind.
The Abyss attacked again? Are you sure you can handle it on your own? Do you...
I'll be fine. We also have the support of the warriors stationed at the various outposts. Given the quick response, things shouldn't get too serious. The stadium could always use more manpower, so I'm done making excuses for him. He's not a child I was the one who vouched for him, so I need to report back to the speaker's chamber. But I should be able to convince them to let me go back to my tribe first to deal with the... As for the ancient name, once we handle this crisis, I'll talk to Shilonen right away. Don't worry. I never forget a promise to a friend. Thank you. All right.
She left in a hurry. Looks like a lot of people are heading to the stadium.
Bring it!
Traveler, over here! Perfect. Our star Outlander has appeared. Oh, you're all here! But, what's with the whole stuff? Just my way of saying how awesome you are. We've got a real emergency on our hands, so this is the perfect time for you to show off your skills. Alright, but can we get a quick rundown of the situation first?
The Abyss suddenly attacked the Collective of Plenty, the Masters of the Nightwind, the Children of Echoes, and a number of our—
Yes, and the attacks are increasing.
The tribes have plenty of defenses, so they're safe for now. But I can't say the same for the adventurers and merchants. Chaska and I have been searching for survivors and treating the wounded. We just got back, but we need to head out again.
I plan on heading back to the Collective of Plenty, just in case—
What about you, Mulalani? Where are you gonna go?
I'll go help the Children of Echoes. They're the closest, so I can start fighting right away. What about you guys? We could go together. Yeah, that does sound important. No worries. Just leave the Children of Echoes.
That would be pretty great,
It'll be fine. Your tribe doesn't do all that bodybuilding.
Let's part ways here for now. And most importantly, be careful.
Oh, and some of us need to avoid getting contaminated by dangerous-looking substances. That will make my...
Koichi, do we really have to do this?
It's alright. She's just... Alright, let's hurry up and talk to the Pyro Archon so we can help the others.
Oh, it's you two. As you can see, things are not looking good right now. People across Look, I'm very interested in your recent adventures, but this is not a good time. So we'll have to keep our
That's alright, we're also in a hurry. We're gonna go help the Children of Echoes after this.
What? So he thinks my plan is too risky. He thinks I'm being stubborn. I shouldn't underestimate the Fatui's ability to gather intelligence. The Gnosis, I will answer you honestly, but you must help me keep this. I can use the power of the Gnosis to save Natlan. The Gnosis would drain all the souls and memories from the Night Kingdom and weave them into a giant net, which would surround the ley lines and protect them against abyssal
Wait, you can use souls to weave a net? But
yes. It means sacrificing those souls in the process. Souls are just a... The Night Kingdom not only houses the souls of the dead, but also our memories and legends. Using the Gnosis means converting all three into material for the net, erasing our history and culture. Even then, the net can still become corroded. If we cannot find a way to repair the damaged ley lines before that happens, then all those sacrifices, given the enormity of the price, it's a solution I refuse to consider right now. I want us to win, but I also care about how we win, and what that means for us in the... Now it's true. Both plans come at a risk, but after weighing our options, this is our best bet. Natlan is unique among the nations of Teyvat. Given the ever-looming threat of the Abyss, the Pyro Archons had to account for the worst-case scenario. Having a contingency plan is our duty, not just to the people of Natlan, but to all who live on this continent. Still, this has always been a well-kept secret. I'm very curious how the
Oh, one more thing? The captain said he found another way to solve the problem.
Without the Gnosis, he should have no other option. But seems like our only path forward is to track him down, so he can answer that question. Judging by your expression, you must have doubted me, even if just for a second.
Not even a little! We would never... Wait, what are you talking about?
Just as expected. Maybe it was out of caution, anxiety, or simple curiosity, but know this. No matter what, our goal remains... So now that you have your answer, do you...
You scared Paimon. You've really got a lot of guts, Traveler.
That's a good thing. Oh, and feel free to call me Mawika. It's what all my friends call me, and I like it that way. As for the captain, the intelligence officers we assigned to the Fatui should be back soon. We'll get...
That's great! Sounds like we just have to wait a little longer.
Not just yet. Even though the Abyss is attacking several locations at once, I'm confident that... Don't worry. I just need to finish coordinating our available manpower, then I'll take a small team to handle the difficult locations.
Wait, you're going to fight in person?
That's true. I'm far less powerful than a god in my current state. But don't forget, I was an experienced and powerful warrior before I ever became the pyro. No matter how you look at it, my duty is on the front lines. I just think there's strength in numbers. If the Anyway, even if we respond to these threats in time, it's not a permanent solution in the long... I've considered moving my people to other nations, but given their close connection to the Night Kingdom, a forced evacuation would have devastated... I've told the chiefs of each tribe to strengthen their defenses and advise people against leaving. Now, I just need to find the right time to disclose the true nature of the crisis to...
Paimon's a little worried about how people will react.
Yes, but that won't be the only response. In any case, that's for me to worry about. I'll let you...
Alright, we should head out. Maybe we can join up with Milani. She can't be too far ahead.
No need to worry.
Quick, over here! To safety!
Kachina, how many people do you...
shit.
There's a trapped caravan that needs our help. We need to rescue them as soon as possible.
We'll go together. Bring it! All right. Stay safe. We've got this.
Woohoo! Amazing!
Letting brave names echo!
Spring forth! Here!
Woohoo! Check this out! Best of luck! Let her rip! Drilling down! Woohoo! Surf's up! Amazing!
Let the mountain's veins boil!
Right here! Catch an epic wave! Whoosh! Let's ride!
All right.
Clear the area!
I really thought I was done for. I can't.
Don't worry about it. We're just glad you're okay. Let's see. Your goods look fine too. Guess the Abyss isn't after Mora.
That should be the last abyssal pylon near the Children of... By the way, where's Lolly? I thought she would come with...
The Masters of the Nightwind also got attacked, so she went back to help her.
Yeah, that makes sense. The attacks are more All right, this isn't a good place to talk. Let's head back. All right.
Looks like a few people were hurt after all. Oh.
The Abyss threw a lot at us at once. I rushed out as soon as I heard the alarm, and there were already so many... Before long, Kachina brought over a whole group of warriors, and just like that... You mean the situation in the Night Kingdom, right? Yeah, I feel the same way. We've managed to keep it a secret all this time, but more and more people are realizing... It's impossible not to feel anxious when things are getting worse by the second, and...
That just means we need to buy the Pyro Archon more time. Keep pushing, everyone.
You really are an eternal optimist, Mualani. You always find a way to cheer people up.
Why, thank you. I guess it's one of my better qualities.
So, specifics aside, the Pyro Archon confirmed the Gnosis can resolve the crisis, but it comes at a huge...
And somehow the captain finds out about it, goes to fight the Pyro Archon, and calls her out for having a solution but refusing to use it. Honestly, if he has the same information as us, I can't really blame him.
We talked to Moika before we left the stadium. According to her, the cost of the captain's plan is too high. And, well, it makes sense. If that was truly the better choice, she would have picked it.
Yeah, I trust the Pyro Archon. When I was upset about Kachina's disappearance, she was really... Plus, she burned down all those precious mementos for Kachina. She's already proven how much she values even as... When it comes to Natlan's survival, there's no way she...
I agree. Maybe the captain weighed the costs and came to his own conclusion, but I'm sure we have to... Life is important, but so are history and memory.
As the Archon, she can't tell us everything, but it seemed like she wasn't holding anything back.
The next question is, if the captain found a new way to save Natlan, how come...
This is all super
We still don't have enough information. Once we figure out what the Fatui are doing, we'll have our...
Let's head back then. Marika said her intelligence officers should return soon. With how many Fatui there are, someone's bound to give something away.
Sounds good. I have a few theories of my own. With a bit more information, we just might get to the bottom of...
I was just about to ask. If I was just a bit faster... Registered? Nah. I'll just follow you around. You know, go where you... You got it. I just don't want to make the trip back. It's... Alright. See you all later. Let's get together and celebrate.
Oh, you betcha!
I'm fine.
They ran into the Fatui while out on a mission and decided to...
The Fatui?
Calm down and let me explain. Here's what happened. Watch out. It's the Fatui.
Were they attacked by the Abyss? No, wait. It looks like they're protecting a group of travelers. Over there. Do you see?
You're right. That's a traveling group from Natlan. Let's keep observing for...
We're glad you're okay. Given the appearance of abyss monsters all over Natlan, you should cancel...
Thank you so much.
We don't expect anything in return. We were out on a mission and saw you being... If you truly wish to repay the favor, you can keep this a secret. If anyone asks...
Oh, okay.
We're not asking you to cover up our activities. We haven't done anything illegal. Our captain simply wishes to remain undisturbed. Nonetheless, the decision remains yours. If we wanted to keep you quiet...
Got it. Did you hear that? They mentioned a captain. Isn't that who the...
Exactly. We could... Still, there was no trade. They were just helping people in need. I didn't believe the captain when he said he wanted to save Natlan. But based on what we just saw...
Maybe we've been wrong about the Fatui.
It's too early to say. Let's follow them and see what's...
So this is where they were headed. Looks tricky. It's heavily guarded on all sides.
Koichi, wait for me here.
Oh, no you don't. How are you planning to get...
Look, I can use this terrain to my advantage. With our tribe's special way of getting around, I doubt they'll see me coming.
We still can't see anything on the inside. What if you can't find cover? You won't have anyone to watch...
The more heavily guarded the location, the more valuable the secrets. Even if the captain isn't here, we can still figure out what the Fatui are. That intel is worth the risk.
Fine. You're not gonna listen to me?
That's even more risky. You've been running around saving people for days. I'm confident I can protect myself.
I can.
You really believe that?
Fine, don't believe me. But you can't honestly tell me infiltrating a heavily guarded Fatui hideout all on your own. You know, growing up, even if I insisted on doing something, it never gave you any trouble. I'm not sure you can say this.
All right. If we start arguing, this will never end. We can't... All right, same plan as usual. We split up, communicate with hand signals. Make sure our blind spot... Got your ropes?
Yeah, let's go.
The Fatui have eyes all over this place. Now. Not sure how many chances I'm gonna get. I need to... Good. I made it without getting caught. I should get to that platform over there. But it's guarded by the Fatui. Koichi should have line of sight. Oh. That's it. Now's my chance.
It's no use staying in one place. Looks like Chaska is helping me by keeping an eye on the Fatui movements. I'll wait for her signal. Time to move. That was close. Probably can't make it over in one go. I'll wait for my next... Now's my chance. I made it! That'll show my... Let's see... The Fatui's occupying all the best locations. If we could just get past them somehow... Wait! I've got it!
Huh? What's that noise? Did something explode?
Oh! What the heck is that? I could ask you the same thing!
Good, they're arguing. Looks like they just needed an excuse. The people on the hill over there left to help their comrade. Come get me, Chaska. I hope she gets this hand signal.
That's Koichi's signal. Smart idea. Give me your hand, quick.
Coming! I checked, and this way is completely clear. It should lead us to the deepest part. Well, I was pretty helpful, right? You know, everyone usually jumps at the chance to work with me. Not my own sister, though. No, she avoids me like her life depends on...
I was wrong, Koichi.
Wait, you're just gonna admit it?
Let's focus on the task at hand. We're in the heart of enemy territory. The more time we waste, the more dangerous this...
All right. If you're not gonna take the... Looks like the Fatui are here to dig something up. I'm surprised they mobilized this many people.
It seems like they're looking for a dragon relic called the Source Mechanism. The device is ancient. Barely any information survives to this day. And even people from Natlan don't know how to use it. Why would...
Not bad. Looks like it's in good shape. Took us long enough. Come on, let's get this thing back.
Back? Back where? Should we keep...
You really want to keep going?
Of course! We make a good team, don't you think?
Uh-oh. We've been spotted.
Falling rock incoming! Watch out for your gadget!
What?
Once we got them off our tail, we went back to observe some more. They'd collected several identical pieces. It looked like they were waiting, though. So we decided to come back.
So, Koichi got injured trying to get them off your tail?
She pushed herself too hard and collapsed on the way back to...
Well, I didn't cause you any trouble while we were fighting, right? So my perfect record remains.
You've done very well. I could make a comment on knowing your limits, but...
I know. I'm already...
So, our current intel suggests that Fatui is after the source mech. The device is a complete mystery, even to us.
I have no idea. But it's safe to assume the device could serve a similar purpose to the... Shilonen, I need you to gather every scholar in Natlan familiar...
I'll get right on.
Thank you both for your hard work. Koichi, it's time for you to get some rest. Oh, and there are gifts from your patients waiting at the speaker. I've prepared a small gift of my own as a token of gratitude. I'll send it to your...
My patients. That's so...
You don't need to give us anything, Archon.
Well, if Koichi doesn't want her favorite Saurus crackers, then...
I accept.
What am I gonna do with you?
There's some for the rest of you as well. They're one of my favorites too, so I'll start investigating the source mechanism right away. If I learn anything, you'll be the...
All right.
What's next for you two?
I'm taking Koichi home, with our parents there to keep an eye on her. I can...
Hey, it's not like I'm some kind of prisoner. I'll be fine in a day or two.
That's what you always say. Everything's no big deal until... What if the Abyss attacks again? You're saying if I let you rest in a hotel, you're not gonna rush out the minute you hear...
I won't. Triple promise I won't.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. On the off chance something like that works. But I'm a doctor. I have a duty to... I guess... I'd do the same for anyone trying to put their life in danger.
Then try to see things from my perspective. You clearly want to protect your patients. So...
The two of you are the same, you know?
I disagree. I understand the risks and...
Who wants to be like her? Overconfident, always making excuses.
That's just not true.
You think I don't have
Okay, don't get into another fight. Just pretend Paimon never said anything.
Don't worry, Paimon. You didn't do anything.
Plus, I guess we are similar in some... We're family. I can't help it if my older sister is a...
Okay, you don't have to put it that way.
So, you're all good now?
Neither of us are really the type to back down.
Plus, I know you'll wake up one day and realize I was right all...
Be my guest. Come on, see you later, Traveler and Paimon. I'll be back once everything...
There's no rush. At least grab a nice meal with your family.
Bye, you two.
Those two will probably make up for real at some point, right? Well, we've learned a lot. Let's go over everything. Why do you look so awkward?
Okay, I won't beat around the bush. Oh, and I'm sorry for interrupting your rest. I'll treat you to some charcoal grilled steak.
Awesome! Just give us your order.
Hey, friends don't order each other around. I'm just here to share some news. Remember?
Oh, yeah. You mentioned how Auroron has always wanted to save Net. Paimon and the Traveler discussed it after you left, and we think Auroron is probably back with the captain.
I agree with your hypothesis. And Auroron came back. He helped the Masters of the Nightwind
What? He came back?
I told him to give up whatever he's doing, but he refused. He said they're just one step away from success, so apparently he came back to fulfill his duty to our tribe. When he left, he said it was because he still has a duty.
I'm not surprised you let him go at all.
I had to prioritize my tribe. Besides, the situation was intense. I couldn't focus on outside and inside threats at the same time. Plus, he was on guard. He knew I would try to go after him, so he made sure to keep his distance. I kept an eye out for a good opportunity. All these years of calling me Granny. And I couldn't do a single thing for him in the end.
Don't say that! Your tribe all raised him together, right?
You're right. Seeing him come back reminded me of when he was little. Running around the tribe, dropping... He's not only a child of the Masters of the Nightwind, but a child of Natlan. It's only natural. Besides, Auroron is my apprentice. He might have a few tricks up his sleeve, but I guarantee...
Wait, what do you say?
Look, remember how I said Auroron's soul is fragmented? This is the talisman I created to keep it, and this gem is what makes the talisman work. It just so happens that Auroron is due for a gem replacement. Since I can't get close to him, I put the new gem in a supply bag and asked Aoife to bring it to him. You guys know Aoife, right? No? Well, he's a pretty famous vet around these parts. He's always bringing me all sorts of things, and he happens to be very good friends with Auroron. Aoife doesn't know what's going on, so he agreed, no questions asked. Auroron would find the gem as soon as he opened the bag. He knows how important it is, so I knew he would make the switch. He probably suspected that I tampered with it. But here's the catch. The trick is on the bag. The moment he touched it, a portion of his memories were copied onto the old gem, which he no longer needed.
That's amazing. You can do something like that?
Most people can't. But I can't. That trick he used to bring you to the Night Kingdom isn't anything special, by the way. My technique is much more subtle.
So in other words, we have a whole backup of Auroron's memory.
The kid thinks he can take me on? Like I wasn't the one who taught him everything he knows.
That's amazing, Sweet Lolly. Let's take a look right away.
Once we get to the bottom of this... I know he thinks of me as his grandma. But do you think he'll get mad at me for this? You can be honest.
That's a tough question. Paimon doesn't have a grandma, so she's not the best person to ask.
To be honest, I've always doubted my ability to look after him. I didn't stop the ceremony, but if I stop here, it will haunt me until I'm 500 years old. Every night I'll wake up in a fit of anger. Yeah, you're right. First anger, then tears. Oh, wait! Who are you calling a crybaby?
You're just making it worse, Traveler!
I need to look at his memory. Even if he resents me, refuses to see me, or I don't care, and I won't blame him. A family...
You sure you'll be okay? We can come with you if...
Did you just say...
Is that okay? We have a pretty good reason to see it too, don't we? Because, right, we need leads on the Fatui.
You really mean it? Fine, you can come. Just promise me you'll see this through.
Don't worry, we're professional.
Then I place my trust. All right, time to sneak into someone else's memory and engage in some, unwanted spying. You heard it here first. I wouldn't be doing this if I had any other choice. Are you ready?